Hey, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another episode of Shagnik Speaks. Here we discuss things we all felt, but somehow couldn't express. Myself Shagnik, drained with thoughts, sometimes right, sometimes not. An inability to think about anything else, being unable to relax, something that we all know, yet practice it every single day. Overthinking. What we do often, what you might be doing now. Several things running through your mind. You might be wondering, what I'm going to say next about it. Subconsciously, you're searching for the reason behind your overthinking. I am assuming it. I might be wrong. But if, indeed, you are actually searching for it, let me know. Okay. So, if you're aware of the fact that you are an overthinker, doesn't that mean you have already taken the first step? Realizing that you are an overthinker, you already understood that this part of you is somehow holding you back from a lot of things. So why are you feeding it? Listen up, there are different versions present inside of yourself. And do you know which one wins? The one you constantly feed. Mind it, overthinking is not something to brag about. I often saw people making fun of it, and I don't really get it. How did it help you? I hope it did more harm than good. And there's also a trending topic on social media. And in the end, overthinkers are always right. I'm sorry to say it's not. Yeah, maybe you're right, but it's not because of your overthinking, but your capability of connecting the dots. You gotta figure out that there's a thin line running between overthinking and practical calculations. The point to which we all concluded was nothing but a set of calculations. You have come to that far after connecting some dots, right? So ask yourself, should we say that overthinkers are always right? Let's first understand why people overthink. As there is too much information around us to process, it's very natural for us to overthink everything. We are unaware of what information we are letting in. Just like we choose whom we let in our home, we should be equally choosy about what information we let in. Do you know that we process about 74 gigabytes of information a day? Unsure about how accurate or fallacious the fact is. Now, subconsciously everything is taking up space and energy, which leads to overthinking. Too much exposure to unreal fact is a big reason for feeling inferior to someone or yourself, eventually leading to overthinking. And it's very common for us to feel overwhelmed due to overconsumption, as our brain has to process not only a ton of information, but also sort out between useful and waste. I bet we have all been through a feeling. Oh my god, would I be able to do it? What if I fail? How did they behave like that? And what not? Let me tell you something regarding this. I want you to forgive yourself. Because honestly, you just cannot stop overthinking about how stagnant you are or how you're not doing much until you understand a certain thing. Thinking just about the problem won't help you to get rid of it. Turning thoughts from problem towards solution is where the change occurs. Breaking things down into small steps will get you to work really quickly. Break down the thing you have been procrastinating on. Suppose your goal is to start a YouTube channel. Instead of going round and round thinking about it for days and months, how do I do it? What if I fail? How would my friends and family react to it? Instead of focusing on the thoughts that are holding you back, try breaking it down like, what do I do first? Create a YouTube channel. Next, learn about scripting. Following that, learn about shooting videos, editing, so and so on. Create a roadmap for your goal. This instantly diverts your mind to something productive, which stops overthinking. Okay, come on, let's practice a drill. It doesn't matter where you are. We'll take about 2 to 3 minutes, come on. Notice 5 things around you, any 5. Like, I can see my laptop, my phone, my books, my mic, my tripod. Done. Now look out for 4 things that you can feel or something you have contact with. For example, it can be your clothes, a chair you're sitting on, a ring, maybe you're holding your phone, your headphones, whatever. Are you done? Now look out for 3 things that you can hear. Maybe it's birds chirping outside, someone speaking, my voice. Got it? Now watch out for 2 things that you can smell. Maybe a perfume, a food aroma, or something else, or just the regular smell of where you are, office, your room, bed sheets. Got it, right? Lastly, taste something if you have. If you just have water, drink it. For once, just feel your tongue. Noticed how it instantly brought you to present? And be honest with me. Were there any kind of thoughts while you were engaged in those drills? And I'm expecting the answers to be no. This is a very easy and famous drill that brings you back to awareness. Suppose you're feeling overwhelmed or flooded with thoughts, try this. The next thing which I'm going to say might make you think that I am an absurd, but trust me for once, and I promise that you won't regret it. You're struggling with overthinking, right? And I am asking you to let your thoughts come. Do not even try to stop them. You might be wondering, when everybody is saying not to overthink, why am I telling you to continue? Because I want you to know that human thoughts are just like a river. The more you try to hold it back, the more it floods you with pressure. So the first thing you can do is channelizing your thoughts in some other directions, more like towards outcome-based solutions. And keep this in your mind. Not every step would take you to the goal, but definitely closer to it. Come on, mate, you'll have to be a little self-centered. If you tremendously overthink and it's causing you trouble, you just cannot sit and think about why did they not behave usually or why your friend broke up. You've got to watch out for where you put your energy in. And if you're still having trouble with it, try the ANTS method, ANTS, which is recognizing automatic negative thoughts. Focus on those. As you dig into the details, evaluate why the situation is causing these negative thoughts and find an alternative to your original thought. For example, instead of jumping straight to, I'm going to fail miserably at this, try something like, I am genuinely trying my best. I bet you have felt that the harder you try all these, everything chokes you more. I know. Honestly, I've been through this too. This is the point where journaling helped me to overcome it. Write down every single thing you're facing, everything in details. Take your time and put the effort in yourself and create a better relationship with yourself. Use a notebook to track the situation that gives you anxiety, your mood, and the first thought that comes to you automatically. Talk to a friend, get to know someone else, and to be honest, overthinking occurs tremendously at night, and it's not really possible to always call a friend and share what we are going through. That's when the thing I've always spoken about will help you. Perspective. Oh my god, seeing everything from a different perspective is what gets you ahead of everyone. Be honest, isn't that your goal? Getting better at something. Don't overthink it. Make the move. And I mean it in case of everything. Everything. Try observing certain things from a different perspective. If you suddenly find yourself overthinking at a similar time, just distract yourself. Read, write, or engage yourself in something which you don't know. Something which opens up a different perspective. Remember, an overthinker might have a lot of cons in them, but the one who's an overthinker is the one who dedicates themselves completely, has the burning desire to reach their goal, and once made, they are actually committed to their decision. And as a true friend of yours, I won't hide that this topic is very personal. I have been an overthinker for ages, and I have applied all these which I shared with you here, but I won't lie. I still overthink, but I am far less distracted and I live far more in present than the scenarios in my head, and I'm able to get my work done, which matters to me the most. And if you ask me to be bold enough, as a human, you will never get rid of overthinking completely. But yes, with a little effort, you can definitely control it to a greater extent. Remember, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. And sometimes, the worst place we can be is in our own head. This podcast was requested by one of the listeners of Shagnik Speaks, and as always, it was very good to have you here. if you have something that you would want me to cover on my next podcast, make sure to DM me on Instagram, either at I_am_Shagnik, I_am_Shagnik, or on Facebook, it's either at Shagnik Sarkar. So yeah, that was all about today's topic, and I promise to meet you again here with something common that we all felt. Not all thing needs to be different, right? Myself Shagnik, signing off.